Okay, we're continuing on with the Tesup journey of nightmares. Wind turbine set, like I said, JB welding the top part, getting that putty in there by the blades so they don't rattle. The next thing was I've got the three-phase AC coming out of there. Of course, it's raining out, so I'm working in the shed, but this is going to be my test facility to get this going. So I got three-phase AC coming over into the interface box, Aurora interface box. I think it's got a thing on there. There we go. Aurora interface by Power One. God, I wish they still made these. So we got three-phase in, brake plus and minus right here, going outbound to the dump load. I have to reread the manual because I think that's where that goes. Then you have bulk out plus and minus, which I figure that's the DC part from what I remember. So bulk out, that comes over to the Aurora 6,000 watt inverter. Red positive in, black negative in, and that coincides with the negative black, red positive there. I do need help from you guys out on the internet because I have to go reread the manual again. This says grid 1, 2, and 3. Positive, positive, negative are common because there's a ground right here. But one of the installers said for solar, he said it might be positive, positive, and common in the middle. So I have to go back and check that. This is not hooked up to anything. It's just going to be hooked up to the panel later, but not right now. I'm going to make sure all the wiring's correct first. So if someone could give me some input, I read the book, but the one thing it said is to get the wind speed off the turbine output phase, and I'm not too sure if that's something totally different, but we have wind speed right here. This inverter has to be programmed, which I'm going to get the contacting cable from the solar guy to program this. He believes that he has it at the office. He doesn't really program these things anymore because no one uses them. So programming that for wind setup, which this little switch in here, one of the best lighting, what the heck it is, there it is, solar and wind, it's switched over to wind for me. There's another one. I'll have to research this one. It says 120 something terminal, but it's switched up to off. I'll have to check that, see what that is. So we have a wind on the inverter, and we have a wind in the interface box. I need to know from somebody that has knowledge of hooking one of these up or something close to this that, hey, that wind right there, where do I get that reading from? Or is it basically from this terminal block here over to the wind here, and this phase is red to tell me what rotational speed and voltage is being put out? Don't know if that's automatic or not. So big old shout out to everybody. Give me some help. I need some input. This is the Aurora interface box. I wish somebody could copy this, whatever manufacturers, the Chinese re-engineer it and just build these things. So this is the whole thing, man. But I'm sort of assuming, I have no electrical engineering background, but I'm assuming that wind speed, now that I look at it, because the book said it picks up a phase from the wild AC, from the generator. So it may pick it up right here off the board and calculate in the inverter what wind speed is coming in for the MPP power curve that you program in the inverter. So with that said, that's it for today. I've got that hooked up. Got that hooked up out the window to the wind turbine, which is going to be powered by a leaf blower. And that's about it. But I'm going to get with my solar guy first to make sure everything's copacetic. And I have to definitely check this fitting right there. I have to go back and read that, which one's which. Something important is the grid. You think they'd mark it. No, they mark the DC inputs, positive, positive, negative, positive, positive, negative, everything else. Comes to this, they slap a label 1, 2, 3. Really cool. So one of those end user friendly, not things. Okay, so that's it. I'm going inside to hit the manuals again and read that and how to program this inverter. The journey continues.